Hey guys, my name is Clay Cornette. I'm actually a small business owner that actually wants to be able to meet politicians like Stephen Lee, and we definitely appreciate him allowing us to do an interview with him. So I'm Clay Cornette with Cornette Financial Tax Services.
I'm Cameron Amaya. I'm over here with Kaizen Capital.
And right here we have Stephen Lee running for District 4. If you could, just tell us a little bit about what you're running for.
Well, I am running for Fulton County Commission, District 4. The election is 6 days away, November the 7th. Early voting is already on the way, so, go vote today.
Yeah, got to get that started. Well, the reason for our interview is, honestly, I was touched by a campaign that he invited us to, and for the small entrepreneurs, the small business owners, we wanted to make sure that we actually support him in this. And the reason for it is because there's a lot of things that we just don't know about, and we have a few questions that we wanted to be able to ask him and get his opinions on. So we wanted to go ahead and start. And Mr. Stephen, throughout your career, you've actually having a proven track record of educational systems and expanding your community on the impact with the Board of Educations. With this right now, we're actually very excited about that as far as the young entrepreneurs. But what are some of the internal and initial objectives that you have for the small businesses?
Well, thank you for the question. Clay, one of the most important things is getting the small business owners involved in the process. A lot of times, small business owners doesn't participate in the government process because it's just so overwhelming and so consuming. So one of the things that we want to make sure we do is to streamline the process so that small businesses and entrepreneurs are not bogged down with red tape, that we can make it as easy as possible for them to be involved in the process.
Atlanta's real estate market is growing, exponentially. At the rate our city is growing, moving closer to the city has become very attractive and almost a necessity for the daily commuters. Right. As commissioner, do you have any plans for the small business real estate investors who are planning affordable housing?
It seems like y'all double teaming me on that thing.
Yeah.
So it's real simple. We want to make sure that not just the large corporations are involved in the process for development for affordable housing. It's my belief that when you involve the small business owners, when you involve the small investors, the young investors, those that have a big impact on what's going on in Fulton County, we get a better product because those people have a direct invested interest in the product that's going on. So we want to make sure, again, that throughout the entire phase of Fulton County, that we allow and give opportunity for small businesses and for young entrepreneurs to be a part of the process. I want to make sure that Fulton County is one Fulton County for all people, to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to participate in the process.
Perfect. Now, before I was reading online, you stated, you know the district and the district knows me, right? So what issues do you feel have been overlooked right now and need immediate attention?
Well, there's quite a few that I think that should be addressed immediately. One is making sure that we keep our tax base and keep our property taxes in a way to where people that have been in the system, people that have lived in this community, people that have lived in Fulton County are able to maintain their housing and if they're not taxed out of where they've been for 40 years.
Absolutely.
That's one of my most important things, making sure that people that work in this city will be able to remain in this city, to be able to live in this community. It's getting to the point now where people that live here, those that work here, can't live here. And so we want to make sure that those people that work hard every day, our firefighters, our police officers, our teachers, our service providers will be able to live in Fulton County, and we don't tax them out of the city. Mm-hmm. We also want to make sure that we provide a quality, stable force for Grady Hospital. Grady Hospital is vital for this region, and we have to make sure that we maintain and keep that a very stable force. And one of my big passions is the fact that we have to make sure that we take care of our veterans. Our veterans are very important. They have given their lives and they have just fought for their country, and for them to come back into the city and them to come back into this county and not be taken care of is unacceptable. So making sure our seniors are provided for, making sure that we have economic development and job training skills, making sure that we take care of our youth, give them the opportunities to grow and develop, and provide them the resources that they need in order to be a part of this process. So we have a lot of work to do, and we have to hit the ground running, but we can't do it with just me. So it's very important that we involve you people, the young entrepreneurs, the millennials, the people that are coming up, because the decisions that we make now will affect us 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So it's important that you have a seat at the table so that you can have some input into what we're doing.
Absolutely. Well, talking about that, as far as financial literacy goes, financial literacy is like incredibly important, right? But it's so seldomly taught in our school systems. Things like taxation, credit monitoring, credit responsibility, business development, and investing. Should that type of initiative be taught to kids inside of our younger school systems, to our youth and our young entrepreneurs?
Well, whether it's taught in the school system or it's taught in the community centers and economic development centers, I think is very important. I don't want to say that we should be talking about increasing the burden of what we need to add into the school system. That's going to be left up to the superintendent and to the state superintendent. But what we can do is provide those opportunities inside of the communities. What we can do is give the community the skills and the resources that is needed for those things. So they don't have to necessarily be in the school system, but it's something that we definitely need to address and definitely need to make sure that we provide that for the whole city and for the whole county.
See, one thing that is so important about this interview in the first place is, honestly, it's what we know as small business owners, entrepreneurs. We've been here for 2 days talking to you, and honestly, I've learned so much more about what government has actually been able to provide for us. And we're always so afraid of what government is, and don't mess with them, don't talk to them. There's so many different things that we as young entrepreneurs are afraid of, or how we're going to write off things, or what can't we do or can we do. So we're afraid to ask these questions. So I'll be honest, since I've been here and talking to you, I've not only learned a lot, I'm willing to get in front of the people and our peers that we know and actually say that this is powerful. We need to actually sit here and listen to what we have to do within our community to actually rise up, as you say, hit the ground running. So we definitely do appreciate you having us here. We appreciate it very much. Honestly, we look forward to doing a lot of things in our community with you. And for the young entrepreneurs out there, let's be honest, you need to follow this Dr. Lee. You need to follow his campaign. You need to get out there and use your right to vote. And I will say, I'm very impressed with what I've heard and what I've done and what we look forward to do. So thank you again.
Well, my pleasure. We definitely look forward to you coming on board, and we look forward to providing a lot of resources and services to the young entrepreneurs and to the business community as well. We want to definitely make sure that everyone feels a part, and nobody should feel threatened and nobody should feel intimidated to be a part of the government process. So we want to make sure that we streamline that process and make sure that it's effective and is so very easy for you to be a part of. So we want to welcome you into the process, into the new, what I'm calling the One Fulton. All right, so thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Go and vote.